Hi, my name is Paul Martin Hennessey. Welcome to Shues of the Fisherman, and that's S-H-U-E-S. This is a special movie that I've put together for actress Elisabeth Shue, and that is one of my two kitties. His name is M. I guess he's going to be joining us off and on throughout this little movie. It's a very unusual true story that occurred today and started last night. I guess God or aliens or both, whichever the case may be, work in mysterious ways. For example, what this is all about. I went to a play last night. It was a high school production. It was a very good play, and it was called The Foreigner. And I was invited by a friend of mine and her grandmother and grandfather, and we went to Highland, Arkansas, and saw a very, very good performance by one of their relatives. His first name is Taylor, and I have the program in the other room. I don't have his last name off the top of my head, but he was the star of or one of the stars, I guess the main character. He was the foreigner, and I'd never heard of the play before, and I'd never heard of the author. The name of the author was Larry Shue, S-H-U-E, and when I saw that, I thought, I wonder if he's related to the actress Elisabeth Shue. And I really wasn't sure who Elisabeth Shue was. I mean, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head that she'd been in, but I'd heard the name before, and I knew she was an actress. And I had seen some of her stuff, but just didn't realize, what those shows were that I'd seen. At least I didn't realize that yesterday. So when we're leaving the play, I told my friend, I wonder if she's related to, I wonder if he's related to, if Larry Shue is related to Elisabeth Shue. And I decided to check that out today. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I have this thing that I do every day when I go for breakfast at the Flash Market here in town. It's just a little tiny convenience store. And I usually have a couple of hard-boiled eggs, some bacon and toast, and hash browns, and Diet Coke. And it usually takes a little while to get the hard-boiled eggs because they have to, boil them and then peel them and all that. So I bring a crossword puzzle with me each day, and I print it out on my computer. I go to the USA Today website and the LA Times, and the way they work these puzzles, they have daily puzzles, and the beginning of the week they're usually easier than towards the end of the week. And I've decided to just do the easiest ones, for the most part. So I would do Mondays and Tuesdays from USA Today, and then on Wednesday and Thursday I would do Monday and Tuesdays from the LA Times, so that by Friday I'm still like in the middle of the week as far as the puzzles go. So on Friday I would do the USA Today puzzle for Wednesday. And then on Saturday, which is today, I would do the LA Times Wednesday puzzle. So that's what I did. I printed out the Wednesday puzzle, which was February 12th. This is the 15th. And Abraham Lincoln's birthday, his real birthday, February 12th. So I'm working on the puzzle, and lo and behold, right off the bat, the 16 across says actress Elisabeth, and then it's a blank thing there, and it's 4 letters. Now, what are the odds of that happening? I mean, I just mentioned Elisabeth Shue because of the show that I was invited to by a friend. It wasn't something that I knew about. I'd never heard of Larry Shue before. I'd never heard of this play before last night. And I really wasn't that familiar with Elisabeth Shue's acting roles. I just knew the name. So, I knew right away it was Elisabeth Shue, and that was the answer to 16 across. By the way, interestingly enough, remember this puzzle was the February 12th puzzle of the LA Times, so it was Lincoln's birthday was February 12th, and he was the 16th president of the United States. And Abraham Lincoln, one of my two favorite presidents, Lincoln and John Kennedy. And he was Honest Abe. And then of course Abraham, goes way back in the Bible too. The Abraham and Sarah, the ones that have the covenant with God. So anyway, I finished the puzzle. When I got home, I looked up Larry Shue and the play, and found out that Larry Shue, I didn't say him being related to Elisabeth Shue, but it mentioned that he died very young, at the age of 39, 1 year after having written that play. He was, I guess, just starting out as a playwright, and that play was very popular and is very popular in high schools. They do it a lot, and I guess maybe community theaters, and even some repertoire companies do that play. And they had a revival of it, I think around 2004 or 2007, something like that, with Matthew Broderick playing Charlie, the part that Taylor played, the lead, the foreigner. I thought that was kind of interesting. And but it didn't say anything about, he died in a plane crash at the age of 39, and it didn't say that he was related to Elisabeth Shue. So I looked up Elisabeth Shue, and she had a pretty interesting little bio in the International Movie Database, and it mentioned how she had some siblings, and one of her brothers died tragically playing on a rubber tire swing. When the swing broke, he I guess he was thrown from the swing and was impaled on a tree, on a branch, impaled on a branch, which is just horrendous, something very awful. And what made it even worse was that his brother, or one of his brothers, I'm not sure how many brothers he had, but one of his brothers actually witnessed the accident. So that had to be very bad for him, too. Just horrible, horrible thing. But it didn't say any connection between Larry Shue and Elisabeth Shue, so I don't know if they're related or not. Now, getting back to the puzzle, I was watching a movie. I had just gotten a Netflix movie yesterday, and I opened it up and I was watching it today, and it was one that I was curious about, the Miracle of Our Lady of Fatima, that true story that happened about these three little girls in Portugal, three peasant girls in Portugal that supposedly witnessed an apparition of Mother Mary in 1917, and the funny thing about this was that I'm watching this movie, and all of a sudden, I think it was Gilbert Roland, I think he was the male star, and he mentions the expression will-o'-the-wisp, will-o'-the-wisp. And in the crossword puzzle this morning, 2 down was will, wisp, link. And I knew it was O-T-H-E, will-o'-the-wisp. I knew the answer. I wasn't sure why I knew the answer, other than the fact that I'd heard that expression somewhere growing up. It'd been a long time since I'd heard that expression. So two things in today's puzzle just coincide, and they cross each other. The 2 down and 16 across, they actually formed a cross, an upside down cross, I might point out, with 2 down and 16 across, and it was will-o'-the-wisp and Elisabeth Shue. And it's so weird because then I looked up Will-o'-the-Wisp and trying to figure out, what the connection was with that, where I'd heard that phrase before, and I came across this thing from The Sound of Music, the Nuns song from Maria, the Nuns song in The Sound of Music, and um, the thing in there, they mentioned that Will-o'-the-Wisp is mentioned in that song as part of the lyric, and I wrote that down, or I saved it on a thing on my computer. Um, let's see, I'll have to get that. Song Maria from, and it was done by the Nuns in The Sound of Music. How do you find a word that means Maria? A flibbit-a-gibbet, a will-o'-the-wisp, a clown. Maria, the apparition in the movie that mentions Will-o'-the-Wisp, the apparition is the Virgin Mary. Maria, Portugal, Maria. And no, I hadn't heard Will-o'-the-Wisp in years. And it comes up right in the same crosshairs of the puzzle with Elisabeth Shue after the incident with the play that I saw the night before. Those two things that connect to each other in the puzzle, and it goes right into the Lady of Fatima, the miracle of Our Lady of Fatima. It forms a cross. And the reason I call this the Shues of the Fisherman, it's a reference to not just the movie, which I haven't seen, but, and I guess it's about someone who becomes a pope, Anthony Quinn, I think, in the movie in the 60s. But it's the ultimate, the main fisherman, where they get the title for that movie probably relates to Christ, And so it's the Shoes of the Fisherman, because there's two shoes that brought about this series of coincidences. And they're more than coincidences, they're signs. And in the movie they even talked about Mother Mary presenting a sign for everyone to see, and she did that in the movie and in real life. There was a sign. It was the sun going, the sun coming. Well, I guess the best way to describe it is what happened was the kids that saw the Virgin Mary, the three children, they were the only ones that could see the children were the only ones that could see them, and a following came each month because they were told the first time it was the 15th of May in 1917, and they were told to come back on the 13th each month for more information. And so they would come back each month, and the crowds heard about it, the people around, the local villagers and people from further away, and they would come each month, and the crowds would get bigger and bigger, and no one else could see him, but could see Mother Mary, but the children spoke. One child, Lucia, she spoke and heard, and she heard that the two littler ones, that her two siblings, that they were going to, or two friends, her friends that were going to die, or were going to go to heaven soon, and they did. They died, I guess, within a year after the events, and from that pandemic that occurred, the Spanish flu, I think it was called, back during World War I. And she was told she was going to live for a very long time. She had to stay on earth for a very long time before she would go to heaven. And she was given three prophecies, three prophetic secrets. They didn't mention the secrets in the movie, but that was that was one of the things that that's the main thing that Fatima is known for, is those secrets, and the fact that the people wondered if, if this was really, if they were really seeing anything, and was told that in advance that there would be a miracle on the 13th of October when she come, and she was told this in advance, so everybody was expecting to see a miracle on the 13th of October in 1917, and sure enough, a miracle happened. Just when it looked like there wasn't going to be a miracle. It was raining that day, and all of a sudden the rain stopped and the sun appeared, and the sun looked like it was going to fall from the sky as it came closer and closer and closer to the ground, and then it went further back, and some people were cured from blindness and from being crippled. Healing happened there. But the biggest thing that everyone saw was the sun getting close. Like they thought it was the end of the world. That the sun came close to hitting, hitting close to hitting the ground, and then going back up. Well, to me, that sounds like a flying saucer, a UFO. This whole thing smacks of UFO, of aliens, to me. But that is what this is about. It's about those coincidences and the fact that Elisabeth Shue is involved in it, and I have a story to tell because of the strangeness that's been going on in my life. When you read or listen to the tapes of the Jug Butts talks and see what that's all about, you'll realize there's something very strange going on, and that I need to reach the right people in the entertainment industry to get my story told. And that's what I've been trying to do since 1979, and I'm running out of time. I mean, I'm not getting any younger here. My 69th birthday is coming up next month, so it's time to get this story told. So any avenue of approach that I can get it told to, if it means talking to some actress I don't even know, putting together a film like this simply because of the way things occurred today and yesterday, it looks like it's another avenue of approach to try and get the story told. And it's a true story, and my friend can verify it. I mean, they invited me to the play, and I've never seen that play before. I've never heard of it before. The Foreigner is called, by Larry Shue, and I'd never heard of Larry Shue before yesterday. And everything happened just the way I said it. So there you have it. This is the Shoes of the Fisherman. Thank you.